Fatty acids and biomolecules, lipids/fats. Aims of the lesson. At the end of the lesson, you should have a proper understanding of the formation of fatty acids, and the functions of fats and oils in living organisms. Fatty acids. The chemical structure of a simple fatty acid. Distinguish between saturated and unsaturated fatty acids, their structures and importance. The differences between fatty acids and alcohols based on their structural formulas. Biomolecules. Lipids/fats. Basic composition of a simple lipid/fat. The differences between fats and oils, saturated and unsaturated fats, and the main function/importance of lipids/fats in living organisms. Introduction. Learning content covered in the previous lesson, alkanes and alcohols, must be in line with the current content that will now be covered. The purpose of this lesson is to discuss content associated with fatty acids and biomolecules, lipids/fats. Concepts and skills. Chemical structure of a simple fatty acid. We can now move on to a group of more complex compounds, namely the carboxylic acids. These organic substances, also known as fatty acids, contain a carboxyl group, COOH. Carboxylic acids have the general formula ACOOH, where A stands for hydrogen or any alkane group. In biochemistry, a fatty acid is a carboxylic acid, organic acids, which are characterized by the presence of at least one carboxyl group with a long, unbranched, hydrophobic hydrocarbon chain that forms a tail. At the other end of the chain is a hydrophilic head. Soap consists of fatty acids. The tail end of the soap molecule is soluble in oily dirt and thus breaks down the dirt. The head is soluble in water, and so it takes away the dirt. Name of acid, molecular formula, structure formula. Methanoic acid, ethanoic acid, propanoic acid, butanoic acid. More interesting facts about fatty acids related to agriculture. Fatty acids occur in nature and are also important components in a number of agricultural products. Methanoic acid, or formic acid, is formed from methanol and occurs in burning plants such as nettle, and also in some ants, where they cause the ants' bite to be painful. Ethanoic acid, or acetic acid, is formed from ethanol and occurs in vinegar. Propanoic acid, or propionic acid, is formed from propanol and is formed by bacteria in the rumen of animals such as cows. Butanoic acid, or butyric acid, is formed from butanol and is an important component of butterfat in milk. Oleic acid is found in olive oil. Saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. Fatty acids are one of the most important building blocks of fats. There are three main types of fatty acids: saturated, polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fatty acids. This classification is based on the number of hydrogen atoms in the chemical structure of a fatty acid molecule. Saturated fatty acids. Saturated fatty acids are mainly found in animal products such as milk, cream, butter, cheese, and fatty meats such as beef, mutton and pork found. Your favorite hamburger drip is saturated fat. Polyunsaturated fatty acids. Polyunsaturated fatty acids are found in sunflower oil and other vegetable oils, as well as in some fish oils. Margarine, which is made from vegetable oils, is also rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids. Unlike saturated fats, polyunsaturated fats can lower your blood cholesterol level. Monounsaturated fatty acids. Monounsaturated fatty acids are found mainly in vegetable and nut oils such as olive, peanut, and canola oils. These fats seem to lower the levels of the more harmful, bad, cholesterol in your blood without affecting the good cholesterol in your body. For a healthy diet, however, one should not consume too much fat in any form. The structure and importance of saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. Unsaturated fatty acids: it has one or more double bonds between carbon atoms. The double bonds are called unsaturated because the pairs of carbon atoms bound by these bonds do not have a complete set of hydrogen atoms attached to them. The following is an example of an important unsaturated fatty acid. namely linoleic acid. Saturated fatty acids are long-chain carboxylic acids that usually have between 12 and 24 carbon atoms and no double bonds. Saturated fatty acids are saturated with hydrogen. Where double bonds are present, as in unsaturated fatty acids, the number of hydrogen atoms is less. Because saturated fatty acids have only single bonds, each carbon atom in the chain has 2 hydrogen atoms, in addition to the carbon atom at the tip, which has 3 hydrogen atoms. This is shown below in some examples of saturated fatty acids. Capric acid, CH3, CH2, 6COOH. Capric acid, CH3, CH2, 6COOH. Lauric acid, CH3, CH2, 10COOH. Essential fatty acids are fatty acids that are essential in human and animal diets. Linoleic acid belongs to one of the 2 families of essential fatty acids that humans and animals must consume for good health. The body needs essential fatty acids for various biological processes, but cannot synthesize them directly. Fatty acids are therefore an important part of the human and animal diet. Saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. Saturated. Unsaturated. Differences between fatty acids and alcohols based on their structural formula. The many fatty acids that occur naturally occur mainly through variations in chain length and the degree of saturation. In alcohols, one or more H atoms have been replaced by an OH group. An alcohol's boiling point is always much higher than that of the alkane with the same number of carbon atoms. The boiling points of the alcohols increase as the carbon atoms increase. The small alcohols, such as ethanol, are completely soluble in water. However, solubility decreases as the length of the hydrocarbon chain in the alcohol increases. Once you get 4 carbons and more, there is a noticeable decrease in solubility. Lipids. A biomolecule is any molecule produced by a living organism. Lipids are a group of biomolecules that include fats, oils, and waxes. All lipids are hydrophobic. It consists of glycerol and fatty acids. Lipids form a wide range of naturally occurring molecules and include fats, waxes, sterols, fat-soluble vitamins, e.g. vitamins A, D, E and K, monoglycerides and diglycerides. The most important biological functions of lipids include the storage of energy and structural components of cell membranes. The difference between fats and oils, and saturated and unsaturated fats. Vegetable fats and oils are lipid materials that come from plants. Oils are liquid at room temperature, while fats are solid. Fats as well as oils are chemically composed of triglycerides, as opposed to waxes, which do not have glycerin in their structure. Many plant parts produce oil, but it is usually extracted from seeds, for example, sunflower oil. The difference in the melting temperature of oils and fats is difficult to determine, because natural oils often do not have a single melting point, but fall within a range of melting points. Not all vegetable fats and oils are edible. Examples of inedible vegetable fats and oils include linseed and castor oil, which are used in lubricants, paints, and cosmetics and pharmaceuticals. The main functions and importance of lipids and fats in living organisms. Very important source of stored energy for organisms. Lipids are very good energy reserves because they release large amounts of energy when they are broken down. Very important source of insulation and temperature control. Think of animals like whales and seals that live in water near freezing. Essential part of the membrane structure of living cells. Plays a role in the flow of energy into and out of living cells. Helps to give the signal for transduction, which is the way living cells transmit information. Establishes communication between living cells. Steroids and eicosanoids, which are both lipid hormones, fulfill this role. Plays a role in metabolism in conjunction with vitamins. Absorption. Vitamins A and D are soluble in fat. Therefore, these vitamins can be absorbed into the body. Storage. Fats and oils are insoluble in water and therefore cannot participate in chemical reactions in the aqueous cytoplasm of cells. This makes them useful for storage. In plants, for example, fat is stored in seeds such as sunflower seeds and peanuts. Source of water: when lipid molecules are broken down, they release carbon dioxide and water. Animals that hibernate during the cold winter months live off the water found in the body fat they have stored. Animals that live in very dry climatic conditions, such as camels, also get water from the breakdown of body fat in their humps. Protection: the thick layer of fat that surrounds organs such as the heart and kidneys protects it. Waterproofing: wax is a kind of lipid. It plays an important role in making the outer body surfaces of plants and animals waterproof. Activities and assessment. Compare fats. Answer the following questions. Draw a bar graph to compare the amount of saturated, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats in the 4 lipids analyzed in the table below. Which fat contains the most saturated fatty acid? Give a reason for this. Name the fat with the least saturated fatty acid. Give a reason for this. Name the fat that is richest in monounsaturated fatty acids. Give a reason why the fat, mentioned in the previous question, is good for you. Give a reason why the total fat in 100 g of the fats analyzed is less than 100 g. Explain why soft margarine is soft and hard margarine is not soft. Nutritional value per 100 g. Olive oil, g. Sunflower oil, g. Hard margarine, g. Butter, g. Total fat 98, 91.6, 80, 81. Saturated fat 14, 12.0, 42, 51. Monounsaturated fat. A double bond. 73, 17.0, 28, 20. Polyunsaturated fat. Many double bonds. 11, 59.0, 10, 3. Protein 00.00.121. Carbohydrate 00.00.50. Consolidation. The lesson covered the content set out in the CAPS document. Values. By studying this lesson, you should be able to know and understand the concept fatty acids and biomolecules, lipids/fats. Learners must understand what is covered in the content in order to successfully answer questions. And the use of the necessary skills. Learners will be able to use the knowledge and skills as base for progression to the next week's lesson.
Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more future educational videos.